Hi guys, I'm Uncle Richie.
Yo, what up? J Money's back.
And this is C10. And you're listening to the Uncle.
Hey, where were you born? Where were you raised?
Okay, I'm born in Port Moresby.
Palm City.
Yeah, Palm City. I stayed there for. I was really young, so most of my memories in Port Moresby I don't really remember. But then from there, moved to Towville. You were actually part of that.
Yeah. Shout out
Towville. So shout out Towville. Abib, you missed out. Because of Dad's job, we moved there. I met a lot of people there, friends that I'm still friends with now. Towville went back to Palm, stayed there for less than a year.
Yeah.
And then my dad got the opportunity to go to Perth, WA. He's an engineer, by the way. So I was just really fortunate to move over to Western Australia. No black people there. So everyone was white, which is a big challenge, but it was one that I look back now and I appreciate because it really taught me how to sort of adjust, because it was completely new environment and stuff like that. So it's funny because that's when I had to sort of like go through my stage where like I was growing up as a kid, but growing up as a kid and having challenges of like going to school, being the only black fella there and stuff like that, it was hard on me at times, but that's what made me to be a DC today.
Yeah.
For what I do, what I post, I'm always on the edge. People can say whatever and everything, but they don't understand that outside of DC, me as an individual, I've been putting up with the fire my whole life.
100%.
So that's my makeup.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, going back to Towville when we were there,
Yes.
when had the pleasure of going to school with TJ or DC,
Yes.
as he's known. But yeah, just some fond memories. My first memory remembering DC was, I think there was a Christmas party going on. The town used to have company Christmas parties, and I just remember this 100-meter race. DC's older brother Ian was going for a sprint, and then at the end I remember running to the end, and then like all I remember was just DC, hey, no teeth, like no front teeth, and that's my first memory of seeing DC. But yeah, like it's been a long journey, obviously.
Yeah.
Western Australia, I'm pretty sure DC will tell you all about Western Australia in another time. Obviously we've got some limited time right now, but tell us about, Western Australia, tell us about how you guys sort of, or your family, but more so yourself, came up sort of, when you faced those challenges. What was something you sort of did to help yourself get through them?
There were two sides. Mum was really religious. Dad didn't care. So my dad, my father, he's a typical Bougainvillean man, very alpha.
Absolutely.
So whenever I came across these challenges, doesn't matter if it was if I was facing discrimination or whatever it was, bullying, whatever, I would come home and my mom would tell me, son, you gotta just pray for them, be respectful. son, they don't know, and just put it in prayer. And then Dad would come home and he would tell me to beat the living shit out of him. Yeah. So I was like a confused kid. I was like, what? What's going on?
Conflicting sides.
Yeah. So I actually took my dad up on it because that's what I looked up to him more. Not respect to my mom. So I actually got suspended from my first school for belting a kid. It's funny. I'll tell you a story. We had swimming lessons because our town was on the coast, and we came back from.
What town was this? Sorry.
Mandurah. Yeah.
Those WA listeners.
Yeah, I think there's a PNG community there now. So shout out to you guys if you're seeing this clip. But local beach surfing lessons. Came back and this kid was talking smart, and he's been on me for a while. So I've been, because my dad used to like fly in, fly out. And this whole time, mom's telling me put him in prayer, and then I was like, I can't take this anymore. Dad comes on break and goes, belt him. So we went back to the school. What happened it was time for the kids to have showers.
Yeah.
So that morning, my dad dropped me off, and he said, "You see him, belt him." So we went into the toilets. Everyone was in there. I thought of my dad. He said, "Belt him." Yeah, locked the toilet door, and I told everyone, out. I told him, get out, or you're going to witness something really bad. So obviously people was like, what is this kid talking about? So they witnessed something really bad. I locked the door, and then he was like, hey, let me out. And then I opened the door, went into the toilet with him, and it was one cubicle. It was me and him.
Oh, fuck.
I belted him really bad. And then, sure enough, my parents got called, went to the office. Mom was crying, Dad was proud. So that really, that really gave me a there's a sense of at that time, man, I felt good, and I just felt like it was very necessary for me to do that. Everyone witnessed it, so I never actually I earned a lot of respect from the school.
Oh,
so I ended up being a little kingpin.
Oh.
So that was my first altercation, and it was. I think the tables flipped, and I used to be the bad boy. So
Respect, President.
Yeah.
100%.
Mission passed.
Shit. No, that's awesome, man. That's good memory. Obviously, conflicting sides, but I mean. There's always a good and a bad, and sometimes you can't you just give in. So that was a little bit about your upbringing from PNG, transitioning to Australia, WA, and then you moved to Brisbane. So you lived in Boondall for a bit.
Yes, just opposite the famous Naji College. You're an old boy, Uncle Richie. Yeah, we used to right opposite the flats. Our house was literally in there.
That's right.
I was actually meant to be a Naji boy, but there was no space for me, and there was only space for my older brother. But the problem is, they didn't want me going by myself across town to a different high school. So they said, my brother had to go to that one as well, and then when they have space, we'll both move over. But I've already made friends by then. Already made mates by then. I didn't want to switch over to Naji. Plus at Naji, there was a big PNG, and some of the boys in the group were actually my cousins. So my parents already knew that if this kid goes there, he's failing. Because I would have not focused.
AKA the famous Simons, Gary and Bradley Simon.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out Civic Pride as well. Uncle's favorite team as well.
That's funny you brought that up, because I was speaking to Parker on the other podcast, and we were talking about there was a sevens tournament at Brisbane Grammar, and that was the first time that I met you.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I think it was the sevens tournament. Padua was playing.
Oh, that's right.
You were on the other side. You were in Padua.
Yeah.
And I was, because when you're from PNG, you can tell.
Yeah.
And then after the game, I sort of came up to you. I was like, "Bro, you?" Hey. Now that PNG.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So I came over grade 7, and then grade 7. I just decided to stay on. So that was the transition, and then I finished grade 12, and
Wow. And then obviously in that time when DC was at Padua College, we sort of moved into Brisbane that time, our family, and then we knew them from Tabubil back in the day. So it was just natural that we'd bump into them, and then we just start hanging out, which leads me into the next topic is coming to Brisbane, but sort of like establishing a community. As you all know, you might not know, DC's family also has like a big community with the Catholic community. They're very involved in church and very involved with PNG activities. So from different federations to the Catholic community, not federation, but the group. But tell us a little bit about that, how that began, and how did that come about?
Mum's always been doing that stuff. Ever since Port Moresby, Tabubil, even back home in Bougainville, she's always been leading the choir. So that's where I grew up in that. That's where the music comes from and stuff. But she's been doing that for as long as I can remember. In Moresby, we used to live in Hola 1. She even had a little group there. And just to do exactly what she's doing now here, she was doing that in Port Moresby. So when we moved to Brisbane, obviously we already knew that there was a PNG community here. There was no group that was going ahead with all the cultural messes and stuff like that. So it was just natural for Mum to step in. And then because I was a kid, I just had no choice. But it's still going
every month there's a PNG
every 3
mass.
months.
Every 3 months.
Every 3 months, So it was normal. Even when we came over here and she started it, it was kind of like a thing where I was expecting it to happen anyway.
No, that's awesome, man. And it definitely brought together a huge amount of people from Papua New Guinea, even people from other countries as well. But that PNG mass, one thing I always looked forward to was the banter afterwards with DC and our friends and
the food.
I was going to say the food. We all know we have a special food segment every now and again. But the food was just one of those things to look forward to. But in saying that, so the music. So we all know DC's got some massive bangers. His YouTube's popped off. He started off as you doing a bit of comedy and skits back in 2017.
I was the only guy too.
Exactly. So before, and this was before, even before, I guess, for a Papua New Guinean in Australia, to seriously do that and seriously take it on. I remember one afternoon you came over and you were going off your head about YouTube, man, that's where all the money is. And literally getting a passion. I thought this guy was nuts. But tell us about that, man. 2017 or something, you started trying to get into the YouTube game.
So a lot of people don't know, but before vlogging was a thing, my mom was already vlogging us as kids. Videoing us, and the purpose for that was to take it back home and show people back home how we lived. So my mom was the OG vlogger, before YouTube. So when we were in, there's vlogs, videos of us in Jackson's airport, getting on a plane, going to, there's videos.
That's amazing.
So even when we lived in Perth, she every day she would vlog. Every day, bro. Me going to school in Perth, it's all in video. It's all.
That's one of those old
the video. So she always had that all around. So I basically just took off from her. So when when YouTube became a thing, they weren't actually really paying the ad revenue. Very early days. So people don't actually understand that YouTube, the payment and all of that stuff, it's actually less than 10 years old. It's a new thing. It's you know what I mean? So when I started doing it, there was when they started like doing the payouts, and it was very like anyone can just go in there and make coin and stuff, and like I was making money off it. But I remember when I was saying all of that stuff, I think I was pulling in like just $500 a month.
That's great.
But straight after that, all the copyrights and everything just came, and but that actually that sparked the idea that I'm going to do something in this realm, because that literally told me that there's money in this. So I just had to figure out which avenue that was best suited for me to continue in this multimedia space. So even though I had the following of the videos,
the skits, and there should be still skits up on
it should be on Facebook.
On Facebook. Yeah, I remember the Hulk.
The
Mary Blouse, Mary Blouse. And the crip walking. In the city.
I was doing I was doing so much, like all of that stuff. Like, I was doing ridiculous stuff, man, and it was people just gravitated towards it because it was so new. Ballsy
and funny. I remember there was this. The one that really fucking gets me was, and I think I ran into you in the city. Sunny. Like you'll have to find that one. I don't know what that is, but that was the funniest thing ever. But before that, like TJ was like, DC was like, fucking rock up to the city, and I was at uni that time. Like we just met him on the street, man. This guy was in a Mary Blouse.
No, because you told me. I told him I was like, I'm in a Mary Blouse, and he was like, no, you're not. He was like, drop your location, I'll pull up to you. And then sure enough, I pulled up to him with a fucking Mary Blouse.
Bro, everyone was like, everyone just
at jackpot. He was eating.
We were eating at jackpot.
So this is public. He's sitting there eating in public, and I'm like, I know him.
Yeah, no, but that's crazy. And then there was another really funny one that went viral. Just going up to like random cafes and asking them stuff in pidgin, or pretending that there's a deal under the table going on. Like that, man.
I think the McDonald's one.
The
other one that really took off.
And the Subway. The McDonald's. And then I think there was another one, a skit with like I think it's a Punjabi or Indian accent. But no, that's incredible. And then like obviously you were doing a lot of YouTube back then. You got into the multimedia space, as you said, and then that's the next segue into the music. So as you guys know, DC's dropped some pretty big bangers in the last few months. Haluma being one of them, my personal favorite. But Chaco is still my favorite, man. Chaco is still my favorite.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but like had the pleasure to help DC out with the harmonies, and DC's always in the background in my ear trying to light that firecracker to get my music going as well. So
I learned all the harmonies of him.
Is it?
No, I'm not even kidding. I didn't even know how to harmonize. Even he will tell. Even the engineer Braden, shout out Braden. He will tell you that. He played a big part, man.
Wow.
Well, DC's words. But, like I remember we went down. So the first time, I remember we were doing the whole. So I used to play guitar with DC in church as well, with his mom's like choir group and everything, and then one time I think the boys from SB or you reached out to Max Zaddy and Ric Flair in the early days too. This is pre-Coco. Early days.
Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, shout out to those guys. We'll have to get like at least Max Zaddy or Ric Flair onto here or Fresco. But we actually went and did a little mixtape with them.
Yeah.
But like I didn't know DC was actually like writing bars in the secret. But there was this like DC just hopped on the mic. And like Max Zaddy just literally added his ad-libs, and bro, like this thing was going off. And after that, I was like, holy shit, DC is actually a fucking rapper.
I was rapping.
He was rapping. And then he switched it up into a fucking rubber dub, bro.
You remember
that? And it was
there's still a video footage of that.
Bro, it was to
Still DRE.
Still DRE, bro. Still Dre, bro. That record, bro. Like that instrumental DC fucking tore it down. Max Zaddy on the ad libs.
Ric Flair was recording.
Bro, Ric Flair was recording. This is
Yeah.
before Ric Flair was like putting out his music.
Wow.
So that was the introduction. And that's when I knew, like, fuck, there's something special going on in Sunnybank. And then I knew DC was fucking serious about his music. So
Cooking
Yeah.
up something. on
cooking
the
up
outside.
something, yeah, on the north side there, exactly. So, but it was, yeah, it's been good.
Yeah,
Did a couple of records with DC as well.
yeah,
But yeah, tell us, it's from then. So that was like 2017 till now.
yeah.
You've released so much in the last 3 years.
Yeah, so I think in the last 2 years,
And by the way, he has gone on tour as well.
it's actually like, that still trips me out because if you actually like take a step back and look at it, I only have 12 songs out. So it's crazy because people who have 12 songs don't really go and do shows and stuff.
Dude.
Yeah, like it's wild. And those 12 songs, 11 of them I've released in the last 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was when we were doing the stuff with Max Zaddy, Rick and them. That was 2017-18.
Yeah.
So that's actually like a 5-year gap or a few years
Yeah.
gap in between. So that was like at this time, like we just had little odd jobs. We didn't really have money. Going to Sunnybank was a hike from the north side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like the moms, were like you have to be home by a certain time.
Yeah. That's
We're still PNG kids.
Yeah.
We don't have the freedom to go out and stay to there. You know what I mean? Especially with my mom, like it was just genuine concern for a kid. So she would always want me back at a certain time. Charles was unlucky because I was the only one who could. I had the wheels.
Yeah.
So when I had to leave, he had to leave, and we just
I didn't
hated.
even have a license, guys.
Yeah, we used to hate leaving. But it was those times were some. Yeah, it was really great. Like man, I've
Proper
learned-
grind there.
yeah, like just seeing those guys at Sunnybank, how they did music and stuff. They already had the computer. They already had the mic.
that's
They
the mic.
had everything.
Oh, they were already in there. They had underground sort of
Yeah.
underground music studio.
They already had the setup, and I just remember walking in like, wow.
Bro, they had the entourage as well.
Yeah.
Fucking
Like they'll always be
SB
like.
gang, bro.
I used to get intimidated. Like there was so many people.
Yeah.
And then I think like shout out to Rick, he picked up on that. So whenever I want to record, he would tell everyone to like just go and sit outside.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
which is a big confidence boost.
Yeah.
So it's actually crazy that my first ever song that I put out was actually recorded by Ric Flair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And my first songs that I used to record that never made it out was actually recorded by Toive. Which is Charles' older brother. So shout out Toive.
Yeah.
Wow.
So in my little career, I've only ever had basically 3 people record me.
True.
Yeah, so like shout out Noah, and then Ric Flair,
Deepak,
and
Deep King.
yeah, and Wizard and Braden. So yeah, it's been crazy. Like I remember just being in that room. There was so much talent. Like I honestly believe, like when I was there, like I was just trying to. I reckon that's when my love grew. When I was at Sunnybank for music, and then
It made you feel like you let go, bro, behind the mic.
But that's
It's
well, like
crazy.
it's simple stuff like driving back home to the north side and just listening to what we just made and just like listening to your own music. Like remember like F King?
Yeah.
When we made it, like
bro.
me and him were belting it, and I was like, there's something about this. Yeah, this freaking. It was just so like, it was so good. And then I think that's when I was like, man, I think I want to do this. So that's where it all started. And yeah, like fast forward, a few years later, like
New Zealand.
yeah, that was crazy doing all of that stuff. But when COVID and stuff happened, there was always things that were in the way of me making more music. Like simple stuff like trying to go down to SB, but I couldn't afford fuel. You thinking about a long way, and then on the other side of the like scale is like COVID. We couldn't even like. I couldn't even not just go to SB but go to a person like restrictions and stuff. So there was when we dropped that song, there was a solid 4 years where I didn't release anything. And then after that 4 years, and then Solo Air came out with Leo.
Yeah.
And then that's the one that just took off.
Yeah.
So
That's still a banger. Solo.
Yeah. I actually performed it at my at one of the shows
In Townsville, wasn't it?
Yeah. And
That's
they just,
crazy.
bro, I just saw beer bottles flying. All the glasses, bro.
Bro, that's crazy. You'll have to do another return show in Townsville.
Yeah, Townsville definitely. Still haven't done Cairns. I reckon Cairns would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's solid, man.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, that's awesome. But
Yeah.
so like fun facts, guys. Fun facts. DC was actually in a movie. A Hollywood movie.
Yeah, bro. 3 seconds screen time.
3 second screen time.
Yeah.
You guys can check
I
that.
can't believe you remember that.
Bro, I remember that.
Ah.
It was, I think 2011, 2010.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us about that. So what's the name of the movie?
Yeah, it's called Sanctum. So they based it off a story in PNG. You can look it up. It's there. The lead actor was the guy of Fantastic Four, the stretchy arms and everything.
Yeah.
It was a full-on like proper cast. They showed up in the hinterlands of Gold Coast. They were looking for young like PNG kids. So it was me, my older brother. My mum was in there too.
Yeah.
And we were just extras. Like there was a scene when he comes into the village, and you just see me just running
right beside them.
And I was fat. I was a chubby kid. So that little one take, we did it for 3 days straight. They had to get the right angle. So for 3 days, for like 6 hours at a time, I'll be running up and down.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
By the time they finished that, DC was a skinny kid.
Yeah, man. Boy, they had the whole like they spoiled us. They had like a caravan, like they had like buffet, like whatever you can eat, ice cream thing. They actually were about to roll, and then I was actually in the toilet because it was aircon. And then the director was like, "Where's extra number 2, 3 times?" I was like, "Oh, that's me." And I came out.
on the loud.
Yeah, he had a thing. And they were about to roll, and then I wasn't in place. So one of the production people was like flagging it down, but it was a full blown set. Like
that's crazy.
it was proper. So that was like in the movie you'll actually see like there's banana and taro and that's all fake. So like during takes, like we would be like touching the scenes, like, whoa, this is real. Like it was crazy. It was I actually forgot about that.
Yeah.
The fact that you brought it up. So yeah, if you want to check it out, Sanctum, there's a village scene, and you just see me run past.
Yeah, gotta check that out. Good movie as well.
Yeah.
And the other one I was gonna bring up. So this is obviously the other side of DC that you guys probably don't even know about. But DC is actually he's a business-minded person. So as you know, he makes sure he always makes sure that the business is there when it's time for music, time for meeting other business-minded people. And he also, you have a property, or you're invested in a property down.
Yeah.
Sorry, man, I'm putting you on the spot there, but we want to hear about the DC, the other side of DC.
Oh, cool. 19, I bought the property.
19 guys.
So people don't actually realize that when I finished school, I just started working like a dog, man. Like 2 jobs, and like
Can I just cut in there? DC actually got me one of my first jobs as well. Hustling, knocking on doors.
Yeah. I was knocking on doors.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've done it all. I used to literally knock on doors and try to sell people like car service, and it was commission based, and like I would literally go to doors, and before I even knock, people in there would be like, "Piss off!" Like, you know what I mean, like. And I think this people don't know, like people don't know that I've done that, So it's like I've actually bro, people would abuse me. They'll tell me like, "Fuck off," like just yell at me and shit. But the commission was so good. It was like, I think if you made your first sale, it was like $50. Then it goes like 60, and so even if you string together 4 sales, you're looking at like a $400 day.
Yeah.
So, but it was really hard to get those. You know what I mean? And there was actually a science to it all, like how you pitch and everything.
No training though,
No training, yeah. I just I called him up and I was like, I can sell whatever you want to sell. And then I remember walking up to the office in West End, and the boss lady just looked at me and just laughed. And then I was like, "Give me a trial." And then, because I was working at a factory at the time, and I was only getting $300 a week, but I was hard labor. And I saw the ad on Gumtree, and then I was like, I'm gonna go and hit this guy's up because I saw the prerequisites, and he was like, no experience needed, coming for a training, and then there was a big sign, big freaking bold light where it was like you have to be at least 21. I was 19. I lied. I was like, yeah, blah blah, and then I convinced them to give me a trial. The first day I went out, I made 7 sales. Yeah. And then I came back, and then they're like, all right, we'll take you on. And I gave them my ID, and they found that I was 18. And then they were like, oh, we can't, like, you know what I mean, like, give you this job. But then I was like, oh, can I just work? Like, I begged them. And then they're like, I'll see how you go, like, you know, because I was already 18, I could work. I had full working rights. I was a PR. And then that first week that I worked, I killed it. I made like over like 2K or something.
Wow.
In commissions, and for them, like, I was the highest one out of the thing.
That was Jam Rock days too.
Yeah. So I was walking in the Jam Rock, I was cashed up, bro.
Yeah. Bro, wearing a diaper too.
Yeah.
Wearing a diaper.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Talking about a celebration thing. Hey,
yeah.
We're going to that.
Actually, that was the week where I made the most sales out of everyone. Like, I broke the record. And they bought all these beers for me, and I was gone. I rocked up into this club, and he was there. I was wearing a diaper. I don't know how I got in front. I was wearing an adult diaper, man. Because the office was like, yeah, the baby made the most sales. And then the boss comes out and gives me this diaper. It's like, wear it. And then I was like, no. And I was already drunk. I was like, yeah, man. Yeah. So, so then I string together a few sales from there. But then, it just got to a point where I just knew that there was something better out there for me. But I actually stacked up quite a bit of coin from that.
Led into the...
Yeah, and then I went straight to Alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the commission stuff, like, I felt that so the sale was easy to make because of the stuff that we were selling. And then because I kept on getting good at it, they add more stuff for you to sell.
Oh,
and then, like, me being a rational thinker, I was like, bro, no one's going to just open a door and drop 2K. You know what I mean? Because I was selling, like, car parts, and then they would be like, oh, he's good at selling. And then they would move it up and up and up.
Sell a car out of the door.
They got me to sell, like, solar. And, yeah, man. Like, I know a lot of people in America make big coin doing that.
Yeah.
But in Australia, bro, that was like, and I think the sale point, so I had to convince someone cold turkey, like, knock on the door, convince me to buy something that was 2,500. That's a tough ask.
Yeah.
So when I got there, I was like, listen, I don't think this is, So I left it, and then I went to work at the airport. And then, so I was working.
Washing dishes, by the way.
Yeah, washing dishes, because I was the youngest. I was washing the pots. The chefs would cook, and then I was the dish pig. I was
Bro, the pots were like half our size, man. Huge pots, bro. For the airliners.
Yeah, because that was what they would use. Those pots they were using to cook the airplane food.
Yeah, airplane food. Yeah.
Shout out Matt Ball, by the way.
Yeah. He'll definitely watch this. Yeah. So I stacked up a good coin from that, like from the sales job and then the labor stuff that I was doing. So I had like a good savings. I can't remember how much it was, but it was pretty good. And then I just remember one time we finished work at Alpha, and I was like, I wonder if I can get a house. And I just walked in the campsite now, and I just told the lady, open up my account. And then she was like, oh yeah. And I was like, can I get a home loan? Like, if I could, how much am I eligible for? And then she was like, with what you have in your account, you can get up to something that's like 500K. And I was like, whoa, bro, no time wasted. Straight on my phone, I was like, what can I get? And then, just found this property that they were offloading for 200K.
Wow.
And then I was just about to sign the contract with NAB, and then I was like, nah, there has to be something better. So I found these people called Rams Home Loans. They were so good. They literally looked at me and they said, do your parents have properties? So I was working and studying at night on how to buy these properties, and I found out that you can actually use existing properties as security So I can put that down as my parents' property as security, and then I could get this house, and I wouldn't have to put any down payment. So the 50, 60K I had saved up, I didn't have to put that down anywhere. I could just keep it and be like, oh yeah, my parents are gonna like be a security for it. So I went and signed over the paper, and my mom was like, what's happening? And then within freaking 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks of going in the NAB, I came up with a house through NABs, and then I was like, yeah, I'm my landlord.
Bro, that's
And
insane.
then Monday, back to washing dishes.
Yeah, that was insane. And then DC had a nice Hot Wheels as well.
Yeah. So from the money that I didn't put down, I went and that's when I bought the NAV, the Navara.
Yeah, Navara, bro. Like just like yours downstairs.
Yeah.
Bro, I think the earlier version, but bro, that was the Spark Mobile.
Yeah.
This guy didn't have, bro. This guy had no bloody manual license and blah.
Yeah, I bought it without no license. I never licensed. I bought it. I was on that one, and then they're like,
hey, what the? This guy doesn't have a license.
Yeah.
Car's driven off.
You know what's crazy? I screwed up the clutch.
Oh.
Within 1 month, clutch gone. And that was the price I had to pay to learn how to do manual. And then bro, that's literally how I got the property, and ever since then it's just been like I've just never cared. Like I just didn't care. Like if I wanted something, I'll just like no one can tell me otherwise. Like if I set my mind to something, it's gonna get done one way or another. So yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you guys heard it. Set your mind to something. I think there's a lot to learn from his story, DC's story, and it just goes to show, there's always a brighter day. Just gotta put your foot down, gotta work hard, save up. Some of us aren't really good at doing that, but it takes time. Definitely takes time. But I got some cards here.
I was wondering what the cards were.
We're gonna play a bit of last card. So this is just we're just gonna do hot three. So let's go, DC.
People don't know this, but this is my thing. Whenever I go back to
look at this.
Whenever I go back to Bougainville back home, bro. Whenever there's cards there, I'm there.
Last card, baby.
Last card.
Oh shit!
I told you I'm the king. I tell you at the start of this. This is my thing. Good game.
Little did you know, we always let the
No.
So that was good.
That was good game. Good game.
Good game. But what can we expect from DC 2024?
Well, that's a good question. What can you expect? Well, I'm kind of on a mission to kind of bend the barriers a bit.
Yeah.
I just feel with the music, because I'm seeing all of these artists that are from like Africa and stuff like that who are going on a global scale, and I just think, why not PNG? Because our language, top piscine, is actually similar to English.
Yeah.
Out of all the other like Yoruba and all of the stuff that Davido and those guys singing, Pidgin is actually like more common. If you look at like a land mass, it actually covers like Melanesia, and Hawaiians have Pidgin as well.
Yeah, wow.
Like they have a variation, so we can actually reach more people with our dialect. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like release music that's gonna sort of like take it to the next step. You know what I mean? So I'm at a point now where this year I'm really trying to make strides towards a more international market. And how I'm going to do that simple stuff like beat selection,
Yeah.
pronunciation of words, how I deliver certain lines. So what you'll expect is the same DC flavor of what I have out right now, but just more altered, just a little bit more, a little bit different,
Yeah.
but something that can still hit the people back home and still go out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys play much golf, but
Driving range, if it counts.
yeah, that's basically it. So you notice like every time you swing for a golf ball, like if you have bad technique, like you can put all of your effort into it, but the golf ball will only go so far. So once you got the swing right, the same effort that you put into that bad swing, you put it into the good swing, the golf ball will literally like will go way further. But it's just like the little tweaks that you do
Yeah.
to lead up to the point where you actually have that good swing. So you're going to expect a lot of experiments from DC in 2024,
Yeah.
which is basically me just trying to alter that swing.
Yeah.
So you might hear the typical PNG DC music. You might hear me step into dancehall, or might into more of like pop,
Yeah.
like just me doing those little tweaks to
Yeah.
try and get that nice hit.
Nice.
So I don't know if that's going to take me the whole year, if it's going to go into 2025. But the best thing about it is that's what I like to do.
Nice.
So it's just fun for me to do that stuff. So a lot of different things. So yeah.
Oh, awesome. You've heard it here first, guys. DC.
Yes, sir.
You heard his upbringing to moving to Australia, to moving to Brisbane, how he got into music, where it all started, and yeah, what some of the other stuff that DC's gotten into outside of music. And that's, I think that's what we're going to do. Not what we're going to do, but I think that's what we're going to how we're going to end the show. And as you all know, he's good at last cards, so fuck.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Unkles, for having me on.
No worries.
This is fun. Maybe next time I come back, I'll be this big thing.
Yeah.
It'll be a whole studio,
Yeah.
reference set up,
Yeah.
restaurants. We'll have
Yeah.
a whole production team.
Production team.
And shout out to you guys too, man. Just keep on dropping episodes too. That's the big thing. You just have to just keep on keep on going.
Yeah.
When even though if it doesn't feel like it's, if it doesn't, like I've released songs where I put out, you won't even get like fucking 100 views, and I feel like, oh, that's fucking shit. But I look back on those songs now, and they're like one of them is on like fucking, it's like 60,000 streams.
Yeah.
And like when I dropped it back then, I thought it wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing that I've learned, and I want you guys to know too, that when you release episodes, like when like people find out about you guys, like there may be people that know me that don't know you guys. So now all of your previous episodes, like they're gonna, and that just in relation to me, that's what's happening with when I'm doing shows with DJ Noise and them.
Yeah.
All those people there, they don't know who I am.
Yeah.
But when I go do that show, I'll come back off it, and then they're automatically asking for Spotify or whatever, and then sure enough, like the next day, like I'll just watch it all go up.
That's crazy.
Like Hold On Me, that song with Young Jin.
Young Jin.
That's my best song last year,
Yeah.
and it doesn't even have a music video.
Wow.
Yeah, it was sitting on like when I released it, it was only sitting on 300 streams, and
That's crazy.
and last year it was my biggest song, which is embarrassing, bro, because like I dropped like clips, bro.
That song always comes up in my shuffle. Always.
Yeah, and it's featured on like some ridiculous, like so many playlists. Like it's been added on like all of like like I'll get tagged like this Polynesian state. I forgot what it was called, but they would always have it on play, and people would always be requesting it. And yeah, it's just that's one of the projects that I just look back on. When I dropped it, I was like, he did the harmonies on it too.
Oh yeah.
The
what the hell?
harmonies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I look back on that, I'm like, bro, this wasn't moving for a year. Like, and then now that I popped, it just makes me think about like, paid all this money for clips, and that one song that doesn't have a clip that didn't even pick up any streams was the biggest song of 2023.
Yeah, we're in 2024 now.
Yeah, and remember I had freaking Liar with Tavin Tooney and Ogo and Haluma. It beat all of that. It beat all of that, bro. Yeah.
Final question.
Yeah.
Is this your first podcast?
Oh yeah. Oh, hang on. Let me think. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
Shit.
That's
that's
crazy.
it, guys.
Oh, so this is one to.
Shout out to whoever's watching from the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be my first time.
Yeah.
So who knows, man? Like, if you, bro. Because I always go back to the artists that I follow now, and I'd watch their old stuff when they were still coming up. This will be it. This is my one. This is my one. Yes. Yes.
Like, you know the real DC now. So
Yeah. This is gonna be my one.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
We're grateful that you hopped on the Unkles, and
Thanks.
everyone's
guys.
gonna love this episode, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sweet.
100%.
Thank you.
Also,
Shout out J Money.
Yes, J Money's absent here, but yeah,
Shout out J Money. Hopefully the next one he will be on.
you will be.
definitely. No worries. Thanks, guys. Clippity clap clap.